MMA Oddsbreaker, Frank Trigg, of course, that's Usman getting ready to fight. Coming up pretty quick on Legacy. Where are you? It seems like you're not at home, obviously, because the high ceiling, but where are you right now?
No, I'm actually at the movie theater right now.
Is it mandatory movie night? Is it someone dragged you out of the movie night? Is it date night? Like, what kind of movie night is it?
Yeah, I kind of got dragged out because I've just been going so hard in the gym getting ready for this fight that I just kind of had to take some downtime tonight to just let my body heal and come out and catch a movie.
What movie is it?
Think Like a Man too.
Please tell me you're with a woman at this movie. If you're with another dude at this movie, it's a little creepy.
Yeah, but the thing about these movies, the Think Like a Man movies are you could actually watch it with your friends because at the end of it is actually there's a lesson behind the movies, so that's why I kind of like them.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just to me, it's just a little weird going with your friend. But it is what it is. You got.
But I am with a lady. That's for sure. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about your training camp right now. You've been training hard. You said you have to take a break. It was mandatory movie night. So what exactly has been going on in training camp?
Training camp's been going great. Like the thing for me is how everyone says, "Oh, I'm in camp. I'm in camp." I'm in training. I'm in training every day. Even when I'm not in camp, I still go to practice twice a day, every day. Most except Sunday, of course. Time for.
There we go. You put me on hold. No problem.
No, sorry about that.
So every day but Sunday. A lot of fighters have been saying they've been going on Sundays and taking like Friday off or something. Like there's like a weird schedule going on out there with some places. You still stick to the normal Monday through Saturday type routine?
Yeah, I do. Sundays. I like to try to catch church sometimes. Just go in and say my thank yous for allowing me to be able to do what I can all through the week.
Do you say sometimes? Do you regularly go to church, or is it something that you can only grab every couple weeks, couple times a month? Like how often do you go?
Oh no, I regularly go to church, but I travel a lot. As far as going for a fight, or I'm with a big team, and so we have guys that fight all the time. And so when I get a chance to go to those fights, of course I want to go.
What is it like being on that team? Because you do have a lot of guys over there. And who's your main training partner for the most of the time, even when you're not in training camp? Who do you work out with the most?
Who do I work out with the most? I would have to say, Abel Trujillo, Sean Soriano, those guys both in the UFC. Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
These are the main guys that I work out with all the time, and also Rashad. Rashad's like a brother to me, and so we work out a lot. Unfortunately, he's been hurt quite for a few months now, but before that, we try to work out together very often.
Yeah, I actually saw Rashad in Las Vegas a couple days ago, this last 4th of July weekend, and we got to hang out actually for a little while. And we were in a club, but it's funny how wrestlers, it was packed. Like 5,000 people in this club. We're Dre's. There's no way we could have ever seen each other. And legitimately from across the room, like, hey, Rashad, hey, Trigg. And I waved him over, and we all met in the middle, and we started talking about now for like 2 or 3 hours. And it was kind of cool because it was Rashad Evans, Tiffany from the 80s. You're probably too young to remember, but she's a pop star from the 80s. And Lance Bass from NSYNC, who just had a new album, a new solo album release. Yeah. And we're all hanging out and talking. And it was cool to see how Rashad is still a big fan favorite to even people that have nothing to do with MMA. Like, you wouldn't think they know anything at all about MMA. Do you feel like being over there, Black Zillions, do you feel like that's kind of part of the draw is being around guys like Rashad and being around guys like Michael Johnson that it makes you better because not only you standing there next to them as the fans want their autograph, but you're working out with them every day, you're seeing what they eat, you're seeing what they drink?
Of course. I think it's a huge benefit to be able to be around those guys. Rashad's kind of taking me under his wing, to where I've seen the ins and out of the sport. I've seen the good parts and the bad parts, and I've seen the do's and the things not to do. And so I think it's a huge advantage for me to be able to see that day in and day out. So when it is my turn to get on that stage, to get on that level, I know the right way to go and in the wrong way not to go.
Right, right. And so you've got a huge advantage. And it's funny, you're very mature for someone that is 4-1, but you're very mature as far as your mindset and how you approach the fight. Have you always kind of been that way as you were growing up? You've kind of always been the more mature guy in the group, or is that something just from being around that team?
That's actually funny that you say that. Me and my mom actually had a conversation about this through Christmas, and just talking about my brothers and just kind of how different we are. And she's always told me that and I always felt that I was very pretty independent. Even I wouldn't admit this to her, but even when I was little, when the TV would be broken in our room, I would, I had no idea what I was doing, but I would attempt to take it apart to try to, put it together. Even when I went off to college, my roommates would always kind of like say I'm the kind of like the dad of the bunch and things like that. I don't know what it is. I think it's just kind of the way I was raised or the way, my dad just kind of brought me up. But I've just always, fell into that role to where, and I have to attest it to being, I've just been blessed. God has blessed me with, amazing people, that I've been around to just kind of, feed off of and learn from, to where I feel like I just kind of grew my spirit at an early age.
And that is one of the tough things to really find early is that ring maturity, that in the cage maturity that is tough to come by. And a lot of guys will be immature outside the cage or ring, but then you put them inside, to close the door. The ref asks if you're ready for the fight, and you start the fight. All of a sudden, they have a high level of maturity. You seem to have that maturity all over and all the time. And I've actually, some of your other teammates, specifically Michael Johnson, has actually said how mature you are in that you approach things from a very mature mindset with a young body. So you've got the ability to do things athletically, recover the next day, and do it very, very quickly because you're still very young, but you have that mindset of an older gentleman, so you're able to really analyze and see how things are going. Do you feel like that's one of the best advantages you have, besides being athletic, going into the fight, is that you can mentally prepare for your opponents long before they can prepare for you?
I would think so. Kind of a quote that my college coach, wrestling coach, used to kind of, he said around me one time, and it was something that just stuck with me forever. And he used to say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And it's always something that I just kind of stayed with. Even when I was working my butt off in college and trying to be the best wrestler in the nation, I always wanted to prepare. And the fight game is just kind of, it's an opponent. This opponent is coming in. I do whatever I can as far as watching film and seeing their tendencies and, things like that to help me prepare for that opponent. Some guys like to just go in there, they don't like to, kind of watch film. They just like to wing it. And that works for some guys. But for me, I kind of like to have a set plan. I understand fully that when you get in there and you get hit or you get kicked, things will change and you have to be able to adapt. But I kind of like to have an overview of what, to expect.
That makes sense. Well, thanks. I won't keep you much longer. I know you want to get back into the movie. I appreciate you taking a couple minutes with us. Hopefully, we didn't make you miss too much of it. But it's going to be, can't wait to see you do battle here pretty quick, and we'll talk to you soon, bud.
Thank you very much, man. And I'm actually a fan. I actually just watched a couple of your fights not too long ago. I just got that fight pass, and so I'm on it any chance I get.
Perfect. Yeah, so it's both my losses to Hughes, and then my loss to St. Pierre, I'm sure, is the fights that you've been watching.
Yeah, I did watch the Georgia one.
All right, thanks. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.